Tell him, McCluskey. Tell him what time it is.
Little Hen says it's time to rock and roll.
All you people are so scared of me.
Come quietly or there will be trouble.
Man, that's just me.
I'm Batman.
This is Sparta!
There is a tiger in the bathroom!
I'm an excellent driver.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Pop quiz, hotshot.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Nah, some of these are limited.
What was that?
I think it was Blue Monday.
Man, there was an original pressing.
Purple Rain.
No.
Sign of the Times.
Definitely not.
The Batman soundtrack.
Throw it.
Oh, Dire Straits.
Throw it.
Hello and welcome back to this week's Monday Movie Show, to the DVD and Blu-ray section. Coming up in this part of the show, we have a look at the DVD and Blu-ray top 10 and reviews of these movies.
Sam Raimi's attempt at making a Wizard of Oz film, and Oz the Great and Powerful, one of the strangest mind-bending films I've seen in quite a while, Cloud Atlas, remake of the 1980s psychopathic thriller Maniac, The Guilt Trip starring Barbra Streisand and Seth Rogen, Park Chan-wook's Stoker, and The Number Station.
If you're listening to us live in the chat, do join in and give us some feedback and let us know what you thought of some of these films, because if you've seen them, we'd be interested to hear other views as well. So let's go into the DVD and Blu-ray top 10.
Number 10 is Warm Bodies.
Yeah, this is the Rom-Zom-Com, which is the zombie film where the world's taken over by zombies and there are a few people left, but one of the zombies kind of realizes he has feelings for people, and it's all told from the zombie's point of view. It kind of works, but not in the way that it wants to, and it's like, yeah, you know, that's what it's like.
It's not it. It's just like,
yeah.
meh.
It's just, it is a meh film. It's not bad. It's not brilliant. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, it floats along.
Number 9. In a zombie way, it's just.
I sound like you were slightly hungry. At number 9, Mama.
It worked then. That's what zombies sound like. No, Mama. This is a film that I don't like horror films. I did see it though to review it, and it scared the pants off me. And it's a supernatural thing with some really weird contortionist things going on in it. I thought it was quite a well written idea, and I quite liked the idea in it. But for me, as a horror film, as a horror non-fan, I didn't enjoy it. I didn't think much of it. I liked some of the stuff behind it, but I mean, as someone who likes horror, I think you said that you didn't think it was scary, but I think you liked the ideas as well, didn't you?
Yep, it makes for a good 20-30 minutes short, but it doesn't make for a really good film, full film. But the short that it's based on is only like 5 minutes long anyway, so
it does feel like it's stretched out at times. It definitely does feel like, and it's weird as well seeing Jessica Chastain in black hair. She's like, it is totally like a double take look when you first see her.
Yep, number 8, and you went with A Song for Marion.
Absolutely brilliant film. That's just a great drama with Terence Stamp at the core of it. Terence Stamp is absolutely fantastic in this film, as well as Gemma Arterton popping up too in it, and also Christopher Eccleston, who gives there's some scenes that he has with Terence Stamp that are absolutely brilliant because they're playing father and son and they have issues between them. And you've also got Vanessa Redgrave, who it's all sort of based around. She plays Marion in the film. It's a kind of a tug at your heartstrings drama, which it's not outstanding because it's not, but it is a small film, and it's kind of more personalised because of that, I think, as well.
At number 7, Wreck-It Ralph.
Absolutely brilliant animation. Disney's first animation to equal a Pixar film, and fun for everyone. Adults and kids will love it. I know adults and kids love it because I know some adults and I know kids who have loved it. And it's just really well put together, and I'm looking forward to the inevitable sequel.
Yeah, have you seen the picture on Facebook of Saxon from Following the Nerd dressed up as Wreck-It Ralph?
I did, yeah, and he really does look like him. It's quite sort of freaky. He does look, and he's even got the smirk down as well.
Oh yeah, it's an awesome picture, that. At number 6, Life of Pi.
which is really quite a remarkable film, visually and story-wise. It's another one of these ones that's is very visual, very special effects, but it's just a groundbreaking film, and it's one of those ones I'm definitely going to say see it in 3D if you can. Get the 3D version.
Number 5, and you went for Broken City.
Which is average at best. It's not bad. It just doesn't bring anything new to the formula of the typical thriller and the blackmail thriller, and it really is sort of lacking in any big action pieces or anything big really about it at all, considering it's got Mark Wahlberg and Russell Crowe and Catherine Zeta-Jones in it.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit boring, to be honest. And number 4, Good Day to Die Hard.
Pass.
Yeah, that's him. At number 3, and you went for This Is 40.
Too long. Judd Apatow should not have directed it, or he should not have written it. One or the both, but he should have written and directed it, because it's just he doesn't know how to cut it down to size, which it severely needs an hour cut out of it.
Easily an hour cut out of it. At number 2, Despicable Me.
Back in for obvious reasons. If you haven't seen it, then go out and buy it and get it to number 1 next week, because it's just absolutely fantastic.
I think it jumped up from like number 113 or something like that.
I think looking at it, it is... No, last week it was number 7, so it jumped up last week, but it's been out for 123 weeks, so
ouch.
It's been out for a while, so it's jumped up. It's been out for a while, yeah.
Didn't realise the gap was that big. At number 1, you went for Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters.
Which is loud, dumb, just witch hunting action, which if you like an MTV styled film, this is for you. If you don't, then avoid it. I enjoyed it. I went into it knowing what it was, expecting it to be like that, and it was, but it's kind of brain dead, so take that as you will. I'm waiting on your comments on this because I know you dislike this film wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I hated this movie. It's awful. I like schlock horror kind of stuff as well, but it just put me in the same frame of mind as Van Helsing and things like that, and I just wanted my head to be out of that because I hated I actually hate Van Helsing more than this.
I mean, who doesn't like a film?
An awful film.
Who doesn't? This is an idea of how cheesy it is. Who doesn't like a film with witches flying on broomsticks that make turbine jet engine sound effects? I mean, that's really all I need to say, I think, about that. We're going to take a quick break and play an ad for Menage a Geek, after which we're back with our first review.
Hey folks, it's Al the Bald Gamer Dude from Menage a Geek Podcast, and I'm here to ask you, what do you want in a podcast? Is it talking? Is it funny stuff? Is it two guys and a girl having a chat? Is it video game news? Is it movie news? Is it TV stuff? Is it just geek all out your ears and into your brain? If it is, then why are you not listening to us? We're on Spreaker, we're on Stitcher, we're on iTunes, we're on Twitter, all Menage a Geek. Menage a Geek. Listen to us.
So let's get on to our first review.
Yeah, it's for Oz the Great and Powerful. It's directed by Sam Raimi. This The Wizard of Oz, when did it come out? I'm guessing somewhere in the region of like 1939, something like that. And there was a sequel to it called The Return to Oz, which was released in the mid-80s, I think it was.
Which I remember seeing at the cinema.
Well, The Return to Oz, the one with Veruza Balk in it.
Yeah, I remember the robot that spun around. That's all I can remember of it. I was very young. I do remember that, yeah. I didn't remember his name. That's more impressive.
Yeah, and so this is the third time we've seen Oz on the big screen. And like I said, this time it's directed by Sam Raimi, and it stars James Franco, who played... Franco? I got his name right. I thought I screwed it up there. Who plays Oz himself. It's set in 1905 in Kansas, and he's a magician, a sort of magician who works in a circus, but his magic tricks are a bit rubbish, to be honest. He keeps on giving away these teapots to women who he thinks he has an attraction to, etc. When one person discovers that his wife's got a teapot, he goes after Oz, and so he escapes in a balloon. And during this escape in the balloon, it gets caught up in a tornado, and he gets sucked into the wonderful world of Oz. Like the original film, it switches colour, so it goes from a sort of like blandish kind of movie to something that's really opulent and sharp on your eyes. I think it's that kind of feeling that when you go into the cinema and you come out of it, you have to rub your eyes because they hurt a little bit because the sun's hitting you. That's exactly the same kind of thing that happens in this. It goes from being something bland to being completely opulent and beautiful to look at. So he's in Oz. He comes across a witch who's played by Mila Kunis, who plays Theodora. She thinks that he's going to be the saviour of Oz itself. However, we know that, that's not going to be the case. You've got Theodora's sister, who's played by Rachel Weisz, who plays Evanora, and the other sister, who's Michelle Williams, who plays Annie or Glinda. Now, at first, Glinda is supposedly made out as the evil witch, but we discover throughout the film that might not be the case. Here's a clip.
Isn't he wonderful? Didn't I say he would come?
You dare escort that oaf in here and allow him to climb on the hallowed throne?
And why not? He is the wizard.
The wizard, or so he says. Did it not occur to you that he might be an imposter, in league with a wicked witch, and sent here to kill us?
Wicked witch, don't be ridiculous.
Oh, I'm not the one who's underestimating her cleverness. Or maybe it's you I'm underestimating. Have you finally joined her side, sister?
I am on no one's side. You know that. I simply want peace. It's all I ever wanted, and the wizard can do that. He's a good man.
Oh, what do you know about goodness? Deep down, you are wicked.
You're not wicked!
That temper really is wasted on you.
So can Oz save Oz, the wonderful world of Oz itself? Now, the thing with Oz the Great and Powerful, well, with the original Wizard of Oz, it's one of those films that you watch as a child, and even though it was released in the 30s, can you actually find out exactly when it was released? I'm sure it's some like 37, 39 in that area there. But
I'll try, yeah.
Just let mind you an elf there.
1939.
So it was a movie that was released in 1939, but when you watch it as a child, it is that scary thing, even though at the start it's in black and white, and then it goes to colour, and special effects are awful, like up to today's standards, but what do you expect in 1939? It is that kind of film, and Sam Raimi has tried to do the same with this. Try to capture the feeling of the original Wizard of Oz with all the tricks that you can use now, and he sort of does a good job of it, but it does miss the point in areas. It is a prequel, so it does set up things that happened in The Wizard of Oz, so you can guess where the movie it flows. Zach Braff pops up in the movie. He plays Frank or Finley in Oz itself, and he does the comedy part of the movie itself, but it's a good film, but from Sam Raimi, you expect something much more than just a good film, and I quite liked it. Andy saw it in 3D in the cinema. I've only seen it in 2D, but I quite liked it, but I was expecting much more than what was given.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to say, I saw it at the cinema in the 3D. I loved the 3D. I think that it's one of those films that it is like Life of Pi, Avatar, and this are like the big three films to get in 3D, because it has moments that are just honestly outstanding in the 3D, and the way when it goes from black and white is all in 2D, and then it gets to Oz and it suddenly becomes 3D, and you have this thing like snow coming through the screen. It's really quite impressive.
Okay, I take your word for it, but I have no intention of watching it in 3D at all. I don't even have any 3D kind of equipment at home. Well, I've got PlayStation 3, which would do it in 3D, but
yeah, a screen, yeah.
Yeah, I need a 3D screen, so no, I don't have any intentions of watching it in 3D. 2D was good enough for me.
I'm going to go on to Cloud Atlas, which is a difficult one to try and explain, basically. It's directed by Tom Tykwer and Tom names. And the Wachowski, I think they call themselves the Wachowski Starship now.
It's Andy Wachowski and Lana, isn't it? Wachowski?
Yeah. But the three of them, three directors actually directed this film. It's based on the novel by David Mitchell, which is one of those novels which is said to have been unfilmable. Now, the weird thing about it is it's a film which has basically 6 stories in it, 5 or 6. I'm trying to think how many there are now, and they are all set at different times. And there is a sort of a running theme through them that then somehow in different ways they're all connected. The really weird kind of thing about it is that there are these 6 stories, and in each of them all of the same actors play different parts, and they're all sort of done up to some people who are black are made up to look white, some people who are white are made up to look black or different race, and it's a very different kind of film than what you would really expect. We don't have a clip for it because of the fact of that when coming up and trying to find and pick out a clip to play, none of them really seem to work for it, because the issue of the film is that it doesn't just do one of these stories, then move on to the next one, and then another one, move on to the next one, and the next one. It does all of them simultaneously and cuts back and forth between them, which is, I know that people have had an issue. I think you had an issue with that as well, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Because it did it too much. More so than Game of Thrones, and that got on my nerves in that.
But for me, I found this worked on sort of pointing out that there are elements and themes that are present in one story that is then present in other ways through all of the other stories, and vice versa. And that for me is what was key and made it flow through all of the stories running together. And it just works on so much of a level, so much so that I am definitely going to be saying out this is amongst my top 5 films of the year, and possibly even my top 3 of the year. And I was just completely blown away by it. I'd looked forward to it for so long, and when I finally did see it, I was complete, because it took a long time to come out here. It was released last year in America, and then finally this year here. And for me, it's one of those films that was honestly a just phenomenal viewing experience that I just loved it from start to finish. Also want to give a special mention to the soundtrack, which is by Tom Tykwer, or Tykwer, let's call the whole thing off, who he is one of the composers who did the music in it, and the music is absolutely beautiful music too. So it's worth seeing. I don't know if it's going to be to everyone's like, because of how much there is in it. The running time on the film is, I think it's about 5 minutes shy of 2 hours. Sorry,
3 hours.
3 hours. So it's a long watch, but it's one that you need to really watch and pay attention. Our friend Bouncy Ball, who's not in the chat, but he's been on Twitter recently, he was going to watch it last night, and I said to him, watch it, but you've got to watch it. And he didn't watch it because of that, because I said to him, if you're going to watch it, pay attention to it. Really sit and watch it. Don't be doing other things at the same time, because you will not get the full effect of it. And I'm saying that to anyone who sees it. Don't put it on while you're doing something else. If you're going to watch this, if you're not sure about buying it, rent it, but put it on, sit there for the 3 hours and watch it. Do not be eating a meal or something, or, looking at something at the same time. Sit and watch this film.
Dr. Hamhock in the live chat says, what's the other 2 then? It's in your top 3. What's the other 2?
Mud is the other one, is the main other one. I'm trying to think what the other one is now. I can't remember exactly what it is.
He put you on the spot there, didn't he?
It has, yes. And I did have a note of them written down here, but I can't seem to find it.
You're going to have to put up a major argument to get it in the top 10 overall films of the year, because it's not even in my honourable mentions, to be honest. I did like it. I just felt it was a very muddled film. You really do, if you do invest, I would see it. If you put it on and you've gone past the 45-minute mark, because I feel with a movie which it is quite that long, you can have a cut-off point of about 45 minutes, an hour maximum. If you manage to stick with that film that far, you need to stick with it all the way to the end. Don't just switch it off and think this is boring, because once it reaches the last half an hour, when it starts to wrap up the movie, that's when you start getting the full effect of the film. That's when the payoff fully happens in the last half an hour, in my opinion. I stuck by it up until the last half an hour. Could you not make noises like that?
Sorry, no, I was just trying to remember what it is. I was just like, yeah, that's what it was.
I stuck by it to the last half an hour of the film, so because I have to anyway. I was reviewing it in the cinema section, so what would be the point of not watching the entirety of a movie? But I stuck by it, and it did pay off at the end, but it just took such a long time to do that. And what is your other film? Without making that horrible noise again.
Byzantium. That's my other. So those 3 at the moment, I can definitely say are in my top films of the year. As I say, there are some others that are kind of thrown in there, and I'm trying to place them. Some need to be rewatched to decide, but I mean, there's also going to be things like Les Mis and stuff like that. So
Yeah, Dalek says movie 43 and Keith Lemon. Well, you can't include Keith Lemon because that was released last year, and movie 43 is in one of the top 10 lists.
Yeah.
Worst.
If he's going to keep saying that those are good, we're going to have to kick him out of the chat.
I'm going to have to do something else to him, actually.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Make your mind up.
What's next?
Remember, this is a family show, sort of.
Yeah.
Maniac.
You say this is a family show, and then you go on to Maniac. This will be good.
Oh God, yeah. It's directed by Frank Calfon. I'll stick with Frank Calfon, who directed P2, which was also written and produced by Alexander Aja, who's done the same with this film as well. I think Frank Calfon just sticks with Aja. I think they team up really well with each other. P2 was not too bad, actually. This one, it centres around Elijah Wood, who plays Frank, who's this character. I don't think he likes being around people at all. He has this shop of sorts. It's not technically a proper shop because you never fully see the shop open. There is one scene which involves a person who he meets, Anna, but he never fully opens the shop. What he does, he restores mannequins, specifically mannequins which have more style to them, not the typical mannequins that you see in the windows of normal shops. These are really old mannequins, antique mannequins, and so he restores them. Yet he has this complete split personality where he's a psychopathic serial killer. It is simple as that. He's a psychopathic serial killer who goes around scalping women so he can take their hair and use them on the mannequins that he's got. He does meet up with a woman called Anna who's taking pictures one day outside of his supposed shop, and he establishes a friendship and sort of like a relationship. Here's a clip.
Hi, Anna. It's Frank. I'm sorry to bother you at this hour. I just wanted to know how long you wanted to keep the mannequins. I have another client who... Anna? What's wrong? Are you okay?
Rita, my agent. She was murdered last night in her apartment.
Murdered? Oh my God.
The police just called me asking me so many questions. Someone broke into her place during the opening. They must have been waiting for her. Frank, it's awful. I can't believe it. I swear it's a nightmare.
You shouldn't be alone now. Is your boyfriend with you?
No. He's back in New York already.
Do you need company?
It's okay.
No, don't be silly. It's no bother. That's what friends are for, right?
I don't want to trouble you with this.
Anna, I'll be there in 30 minutes.
Right, now, the thing with Maniac is it's told from a first-person perspective. There are elements of the film where you will see Elijah Wood's character, but for the most of the film, it's told from his perspective, like he has a camera attached to him. And it sort of like makes it much more visceral in a way. You are practically the killer. You are watching him kill the women the way he kills them by either stabbing them and then scalping them. And so you feel like you are the killer, and so... When I was watching this movie, I was watching it it was completely pitch black. There was darkness around. I had my headset on, so I couldn't hear anything around us, so I had the full-on surround sound, because for some reason I can't hook up a surround sound system to my TV. But I had full-on surround sound on my headset, and so I was fully immersed in the film, and I actually quite liked it, to be honest. It's been getting really bad reviews. It got really bad reviews. But I did actually quite like it. It is a very twisted movie. And it's not the movie you would expect Elijah Wood to do it. But that was one of the reasons why I did like it. Because it's taking Elijah Wood out of his comfort zone and throwing him into a movie you wouldn't have expected him to see him in. It's really visceral at times. And there are elements of the film which is told like he's writing his thoughts down in a diary. But... you don't feel much empathy for the character considering you do find out his backstory as what actually happened to him. But it's just the fact that I loved the POV style of it, the visceral nature of it, the fact that you felt like you were killing the women along with him. So I actually thought it was quite good, to be honest.
Okay, for the same kind of reason, I felt very kind of off about
Sick?
Well, not sick, no, because the thing is, I thought it was very well put together. I really did like I think it's one of those films that it should be awarded. It should be given merit on its technical standpoints, but as a story, as a film, there's something in it that's very. I honestly, I mean, I think I said this at the time because I saw it at the cinema, and the weird thing is, I met up with friends specifically, and then we're like, "What should we go and see? You want to go see something?" It's like, "Oh, Maniac's on. Let's go and see that." And it was just like, okay, that was that film, and it kind of had this weird thing of coming out like I just watched a snuff film. I really had that weird feel to it, which was kind of disturbing, and I was like, okay. And that for me was the sort of the main problem about it. It's that it is that good. I mean, it's a well put together film, but I don't think it's a well done film, if you get what I mean. I think that it has. I think that there's too many problems, and that the film itself is the problem.
No, I don't agree with that. I understand it was going for a snuff film feel, and that was the whole intention of it. That was the reason why it was shot from the POV style of it, to make you feel more queasy, to make you feel like you are the one, like I've said, are the one who's doing the killings. And that's what I mean. I think it's effective that it does that, but I think it's a problem that they actually did do it. That's why I think it has. That's where I have an issue with it. I give them a pat on the back for them just saying, screw it, we could have just shot it like a natural film, and the properties would have still been just as bad, but
there's not a single shot in it, is there, that's outside. It's all first person, the whole thing.
There are times where you see him in like mirrors and things like that, so you do see his character. There is one shot which fully takes you out of the POV style, with his characters when he's a kid and he's hiding inside the cupboard itself. That's not done at all from the POV style, because the camera is actually in front of the child, and so that is his character. So that's the only time you don't see it from that style itself. But I got Dalek and Dr. Hammock in the live chat who says they really want to see it because they're interested in it, and I say watch it.
I'd say watch it as well. Just be prepared to come out of it with a bit of a I don't know. Yeah.
I think they're like me anyway, so they'll probably quite enjoy it, to be honest.
I'm going to go on to The Guilt Trip, which is directed by Anne Fletcher. It is a movie starring Seth Rogen as a man who is he's a guy who's been at college for a long time, on university. He's come up with this new cleaning formula, which is all based on all natural products, so it's not dangerous like you get all these ones that are chemicals and such. He's about to go on some business trips to several places. Like, you've got all the companies, like in the US you have all Costco and the QVC channel and stuff like that you have same sort of things here, and he's going across to show them and present his product to them. Along the way he stops though, after being at one of them and not successfully coming forward and selling his product. He stops at his mother's to see his mother, played by Barbara Streisand, who is at home. She's kind of on her own, and he's there for a few days, and she sort of confides in him this story about when she was younger and one of her boyfriends that she knew and left to actually go and marry his father instead. And he kind of feels from that he wants to then get her back in touch with this old boyfriend and help her be more happy in her life instead of being home alone all the time. Here's a clip.
If this is you worrying about me, Andy, you don't have to, because Mommy's fine.
That's not at all what it is, Ma.
What?
I've had such a good time hanging out with you these last few days. I thought it would be fun to hang out even more and spend time with you.
Wait a minute. I want to make sure that I'm hearing this correctly. You want to spend a week in a car with your mother. Is that what I heard?
More than anything in the world.
Don't you think I would drive you crazy? Don't you think I might get on your nerves a little bit?
No, you know what? It was just a thought, and if you don't want to do it, then fine. I don't want to push you in.
What? Am I so awful that you can't spend a little time in a car with me?
Ma, how'd you turn around? I just invited you to come. I'm inviting you. Do you want to come with? Do you want to drive across the country with me?
Well, I'd have to reroute my mail.
Okay.
I'd have to miss my book club.
Ma, you have 5 seconds to tell me whether you want to go or not, and then I'm revoking my offer, okay? Are you coming?
1, 2. I can't wait! What, are you kidding me?
So, the problem with The Guilt Trip is that it's a comedy, and I laughed once. I laughed once in the whole film. It wasn't even a particularly funny thing. It was just the fact that someone said something that I didn't expect, and it made me laugh. It's not a comedy at all, really. It's made out to be a comedy. It advertises a comedy. It tries at certain points to be a comedy, but it's not a comedy. I thought that it was a fairly average but good drama. I thought there were some good scenes here between the two characters, between the mother and son, as they're in their car talking and talking about subjects, and it's all scenes that if you're ever in a car with your parent and they bring up subjects to do with things that you're just like, no, I don't want to talk this, you kind of want to put your fingers in your ear and go, I'm not listening, and that kind of thing. And that is what this film is, filled with moments like that, and it's trying to make that funny when it's really not. It's just uncomfortable, and you just kind of, yeah, okay, move on to the next thing. And it really doesn't work on that level. What it does do is it does show that Seth Rogen can actually act. It's not Oscar-worthy performance acting, but it's actually serious acting. It's decent acting. So I'm kind of looking forward now to seeing him take on a role where he's properly acting and not being a stupid moron as he is in a lot of his films. But for me, everything else, and even Barbara Streisand in it, I mean, apparently the executives in charge of the film really thought she was going to win an Emmy or something for it, and they took her advertising and everything, and she didn't. So, I mean, even the Emmys or whoever it was, whichever one it was that they thought she was going to get something, they didn't think it was that good either. So I'm not the only one.
I'm not going to watch it. It looks rubbish to me. So
you'll just be bored. I honestly know you'd come out of it, you just go, that was boring.
Yeah, pretty much. That's why I'm glad that you reviewed it this week, because I was hoping that I wouldn't be landed with it and I wasn't going to review it. Stoker. It's directed by Park Chan-wook, who Andy was thinking, who was Park Chan-wook? And then when I told him he directed Old Boy, so
which I have got to watch again, because I haven't seen it for years.
Yeah, he's a really good director. He did Old Boy and Lady Vengeance and I Am Cyborg and the brilliant vampire film Thirst, which if you want a different take on a vampire film, really watch Thirst. But this has got a very simple story. It stars Mia Wasikowska, who plays India Stoker, and at the start of the film you discover that her father has passed away at a funeral. She's now getting looked after by, lives with her mother, who's played by Nicole Kidman, who plays Evelyn. All of a sudden, who shows up at the wake of the party is their uncle, who's played by Matthew Good, who plays Charles Stoker as well. He might have a sinister secret. Here's a clip.
Hello again. Do you want to know why you feel at a disadvantage right now?
Because I didn't know you existed until today.
Because you're standing below me. In about 60 seconds, your mother's going to tell you that I'm going to be staying here for a while, but I want it to be your decision, too.
Why?
Because it's important to me.
And so the film itself is mainly about the family and the appearance of Charles and why is he there and how he manipulates the family, how he changes the character progression of the family, because they are fractured, but when he shows up he sort of brings them together in a very strange way. So it's me and Andy were just having a discussion there when I was playing the clip, and under different hands, if this was out of the hands of Park Chan-wook and it was written by Wentworth Miller, I think it would have been a bit of a mess of a film. But because the way Park Chan-wook shoots his movies, he's got a really interesting style, and at times this does look like he was filming dolls. They've got a very doll kind of mannequin look to them, mannequin feel to them, mannequin movement to them, mannerisms of mannequins and movements of puppets and dolls. Like, Park Chan-wook is above them, controlling them. But that makes it sound like a really bad film, but it's not, because the characters are allowed to breathe. You explore the characters properly. It's really well acted. It's very sinister. And when you watch the film, you think to yourself, why is this rated 18? Why is it not rated 15? Oh, that's why it's rated 18. And then it reverts back to its 15 elements, then it goes back to its 18 rated style, because there are scenes in the movie where you think, oh, that's the reason why. It's a very adventurous film. It's a very interesting movie. It's not to everybody's taste, but it's really well done.
I'm going to go on to the last film this week then, which is The Numbers Station. It's a thriller which is directed by Casper Barfod. Could someone phonetically make up some names for me so I can next week? Can you get the name of all the directors and phonetically send them to me?
Okay.
Just so I can get one of them right for a change. It's a thriller that stars John Cusack as Emerson Kent, who is a man who is a sort of a CIA operative. At the start of the movie, he's a hitman, basically sent out to a club where he takes out a few people and then leaves very quickly. He's then taken to another place by his boss, played by Liam Cunningham, who gives him another person who needs to be taken out. He goes into this house where this is, kills the people there, but there's also a young girl there who sort of walks up to him and says, "Why did you do that?" Which kind of has this effect on him of a sort of a psychological break, makes him sort of wonder, why did I do that? Perfectly good question. And he doesn't kill her, leaving her as a witness. She's then killed by Liam Cunningham's character, who decides that maybe Emerson needs a break. Here's a clip.
I hate that I had to turn out this way. Me taking care of the girl, me taking care of the police. What you need, what we're willing to offer, is a change of pace. We have a station for you to look after. Blackleg Minor. One of the smaller terminals.
England?
Yep, middle of nowhere. Old American Army base. Officially, it doesn't exist. Unofficially, it's used to broadcast numbers to our European field agents.
How long?
Until your head is right. You'll be babysitting a broadcaster.
Civilian, right?
Yeah, cryptology specialist. One of the very few people who can process code at this level. You and another team alternating shifts, 3 days each. You keep the station safe, you keep the code safe. Whatever it takes.
Okay.
So a couple of months later, and Emerson is now working at this numbers station, protecting his asset, who is played by Maniac Ackerman, who is a researcher who's very good at numbers and sends out these messages whenever they get them received. The thing is, though, what happens as in all these kind of films, that the number station comes under attack, and it's then one of these films where it is a kind of a siege mentality, people trapped in a situation and they've got to try and figure out what's going on as well as survive. It is a low budget film. It kind of feels like it because of that. It doesn't quite work as I think it would have if it had been on a bigger budget. It's not all bad. It's very nicely thought out, some nice sort of ideas in parts of it. It looks nice in some of the things like the set designs and stuff. And John Cusack is watchable as well throughout it too. I mean, it's not his best work, but he's giving a good performance in it. Man Ackerman as well is giving a fairly decent performance too. They're, for large parts of it, it's just the two of them talking about things, and it doesn't ever though delve into the whole thing of that, or forget where we are and start talking about personal things and stuff. It always kind of stays on that level of, this is an action film, we're in an action film, we need to do action film things. So it is kind of a straight-to-video release purposefully because of the fact that it's not a cinema watch. It really doesn't need to be in cinema. It's maybe not worth buying, but if you do like your kind of like your B-style action movies, action thrillers, then maybe give it a rent and check it out, because you might find you like it. You probably won't find it's brilliant, but you probably find that for the hour and a half that it runs, 'cause it's not a long film, that you'll be entertained and not disappointed, but you may not think much of it. That's it for this week's show. We just have a quick thing to mention about a couple of movies on television this week. My one that I've selected is from Film 4, on Thursday the 4th of July at 6:20 p.m, so early in the evening, is the Cold War spy thriller The Hunt for Red October, which is it is actually quite an old film now. It's 1990, I think it is, and it's Sean Connery as a Russian submarine captain who kind of goes rogue and tries to get to the US to request asylum. And really, really good film. One of those ones that was like a genre-setting film for a lot of people, including myself. Your movie?
Yeah, the one I chose is Kill List. It's directed by Ben Wheatley because his new film, A Field in England, is shown on Friday on Film 4. This is shown on Thursday, the 4th at 11:05. His previous film, his original film, Down Terrace, that's shown on the Wednesday. It's a fantastically creepy movie. It's just about two hitmen, but it then gets really, really twisted and strange, the same kind of thing that Ben Wheatley revels in. Because if you've seen Sightseers is just like that. So I highly recommend Kill List. Thursday the 4th at 11:05.
So just going to go through some quick shout-outs before our movie of the week. We've got followingthenerd.com, who do a show on Thursday nights, and we've appeared on there sometimes as well. Stuart will be on there for the UK box office top 10. You have lolacourse.co.uk. Dalek is in live chat just now. He is a member of that, and they do a show. I don't think they're on at the moment, but usually it's Fridays now that they were doing shows on, if I remember correctly.
Dr. Hamhock's in the live chat as well from that, if you don't mention him.
Yes, he is as well. Yeah. You've got From Page 2 Screen with the number 2. So from page2screen.com is our friend Stuart, who does shows. They're recorded on Sunday night and go out at different points during the week. You have Menage a Geek, our good friend Al, or at Bald Gamer Dude on Twitter, who is, as far as we know, still suffering from a sore back, so get well soon, Al.
And has just put out a new episode of Menage a Geek just about 5-10 minutes ago.
Ah, okay. I know what I'm doing after the show then. There's also the Time Warriors, thetimewars.co.uk, who Stuart was talking with them. Was it the other day you were talking with them? Or yesterday? Yeah.
It was last Thursday when I spoke with them.
Last Thursday, okay. Also, do feel free, please check out serenfoundation.org.uk, SEREN foundation.org.uk.
2 weeks' time, they've got their charity event.
Yeah, and if you can help them out with whatever you can give to their foundation, because it is a charity and they're worthwhile looking into. We'll be back again next Monday at 7:30, where amongst other things we'll be reviewing the new releases, including Now You See Me and The Internship, which we're going to leave you with a clip now to wrap things up this evening. So until next week, movie of the week.
Stoker.
Despicable Me 2. I think you'll change to Despicable Me 2 tomorrow afterwards.
Yeah, I will. I'll probably have to come back, re-edit the show quickly and add in Despicable Me 2 right at the end there.
Yeah. So until next week, enjoy this clip from The Internship. Bye-bye.
Bye.
This is how people do it now, Nikki. They have their interviews on the internet.
I like it. I know, child.
Okay, here they are. And when I hit this, they'll be able to see us. So come on and get in here close so we can be seen in the webcam. See how small the webcam is? No, get cheek to cheek. Nick, come here, cheek to cheek.
But don't crowd me.
We can see you guys.
Okay, great.
You got us?
Hi, my name is Billy.
Oh, we can hear you fine as well.
Oh, great.
Good.
Billy McMahon.
Nick Campbell.
I'm Benjamin.
Allison, we're going to ask you a few questions that some of our candidates find a little bit odd.
Let's get
no
weird.
Judgment. Shoot.
You're shrunken down to the size of nickels and dropped to the bottom of a blender. What do? You
take her flat on your back like
right.
this.
You just lay back, enjoy that breeze.
Light as a feather,
pretend it's a fan.
And let those badass blades whip all around you like this. It's like getting an MRI.
Once this blender's on, it's on forever.
It's on.
Respectfully, I got to disagree. We sold blenders, and even the best model in the world is only going to run maybe 10 or 11 hours. So we're getting out, and when we do, we're better off for it, because whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
It's not so much getting out of the blender, it's what happens next. That's the question.
You've got 2 nickel-sized men free in the world. Think of the possibilities.
I mean, on top of my head, and I'm just
my head's
here.
Swimming.
Sunglass repair? We'd be hell on those little screws.
Or maybe stick us in those submarines that they put in people's bodies to fight diseases.
Okay, that's not a real thing, the submarines.
No.
Wait a minute. I thought we were stuck in a blender. Now we're saving lives? What?
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 Let me just recap this for you real quick. We started off in a blender.
Yeah.
Now we're saving lives. What?
What?
What? Wait a minute. We were stuck in a blender.
What a journey.
And now we're saving lives? What?
You guys led us to this. Thank you.